live from the Tenebrae server. It's the only legitimate news on Tenebrae, the Herbal News.
Whoa, Bill. Hey, Bill, come on. I think you put the wrong tape in. That's not our intro, okay? You've been working with me a long time. How many times do we have to go over this? What is it? Is it this button over here? This is what I should press? Okay. We'll talk about this later, Bill. Live from the Tenebrae server, it's the award-winning DC News. With Disbanded Crow, Stanley Weather, and Timmy Sports. Good afternoon, I'm Disbanded Crow, coming to you in this very special episode of DC News.
And this is Herbal News, still the only legitimate news on Tenebrae, despite this special arrangement.
We are back from our brief vacation and are happy that we could be here once again reporting to you on the most relevant of news. Let's kick off the first news broadcast of 2021 by discussing the new release schedule for this channel. I think the Herbobot and I learned quite a bit with launching our broadcast last year, and so to assist in preventing burnout, we will be alternating our weekly uploads. Now that this has been addressed, let's move to the server-wide news that we have today. On January 4th, 2021, we received quite a few interesting whispers. Religions all over the land rang out with words that something great was arriving. Suddenly, after the whispers subsided, the shifting and transparent land that we were struggling with became far more sparse. We are not entirely sure which religion to believe, but, for example, the Church of the Holy Creepist blames the shifting lands on the Creepist finally calming down and no longer attempting to escape from his bedrock banishment. Further still, the Church of Adam has explained that Adam has decided to bless us with redstone magic to fix the shifting lands. The Stormmaster Church, which worships sacrifice, were actually too busy killing ducks to give us their full reasoning. And finally, the Cult of the Blue Flames were saying something about how their growth in strength, has somehow finally stabilized this dimension, something like that. Whatever the case, we hope the new stable land that we are experiencing continues. Spawn has also begun seeing a major revamp, with major plans in the works. Being overseen by Different Love, a construction crew consisting of Mr. Steelyokills, Jarboys, and It's No Big E have come together to demolish walls and make Spawn look more overgrown. I think I speak for everyone when I say that we are excited to see how they do it. Towards the end of 2020, the Nomad Adam X16 provided a hedge mage on the nether roof as a sort of Christmas/end-of-year event. The first person to get through the maze received a prize, and the first place winner was the Halcinator. Congratulations to him for making it through and receiving the first place prize. This next piece is neither server news nor sorcerer news, but it is still noteworthy. Together with the real Iglesias, we managed to resummon and slay the Ender Dragon. I've been on the server for many years now, and I cannot thank Real enough for allowing me to obtain a lot of the achievements that I should have achieved by now. And now let us pivot to the sorcerer's news. Shopping frenzy seems to have struck multiple guilds. California now has a marketplace, which hosts 2 separate stands selling food and mob drops. At the same time, the lone mage Captain Reich is in the process of creating his own market, which he plans to use to sell general goods, weapons, tools, and fabrics. Also simultaneously, the Stormmasters have been seen giving their current marketplace a massive expansion. We find this coincidence to be equally as strange as the time that multiple guilds created these religions at the same time. Perhaps there's some sort of deeper meaning behind it all. Speaking of California's new marketplace, multiple pillagers were spotted by Miss Rainbow within the market, causing a ruckus and being overall disruptive. Would you care to comment, Herbobot?
This is the exact kind of fake news that you'll expect from DC News viewers. I am sorry, Mr. Reporter Crow, but I am obligated to report the real truth. I have the report of the incident from Captain Sotra himself right here. The scout team, commanded by Lieutenant Stehella, were shopping for their supplies when they caught one of the merchants cheating them on a deal. The swindling merchant shot first. The scout team were merely defending themselves.
Indeed. The ducks that arrived and took refuge at the Fire Nation are doing surprisingly well. At first it was speculated that they may be executed or perhaps fed to their dragons, but instead it seems that they are actually getting along with their dragons remarkably well. Aside from that, however, we are also seeing a rather interesting phenomenon. Ducks with different colouring have been spotted. These ducks are the first non-yellow ducks that we have seen. Well, of course, aside from Della Duck, which was the original herbalist representative to the Night Sorcerers. We're actually not sure whatever happened to her. She was seen walking back to the herbalist base towards the end of the war, but then mysteriously went missing, never to be seen again. Perhaps she is related to these ducks somehow.
Now thanks to Scientist Crow and the Crow Conglomerate for coming through on their promise to heal our damaged subhives. The surviving subhives from cornflower and rolls will soon be reintegrated into the Herbal Timeline, and they will soon be part of the growing dandelion hive at Herbal News Studio. The integration is expected to be quick thanks to this excellent work.
Thank you, Herbobot. Before we hear from Stanley, let's go over the letters that we've received at the California Post Office. Mailman Crow? Hello, Mailman Crow here, coming to you from the California Post Office, as always. Let's go ahead and read the mail that we've gotten here. This first one comes from Mindgrinder to Scientist Crow. It reads, Dear Scientist Crow, I'm wondering how the progress regarding the ducks goes. Did you figure out what makes them tick and where they came from yet? I'm counting on you, Scientist Crow. Oh yes, I have been experimenting on these ducks quite thoroughly in an attempt to uncover all their little ducky secrets. It is extremely mysterious. They went to these other nations, claiming that their villages were destroyed by the pillagers. But I ask you, how can they have houses to burn and destroy when they have no opposable thumbs with which to build? How were they able to write their message? Very curious indeed. At this moment, I have discovered that these ducks have a much more advanced and a somewhat different biology when compared to a standard duck that might come to mind. Soon I hope to dissect one to further uncover their secrets.
Captain Sotra, the commander of the pillagers under my employment, were equally as puzzled. As a reward for your excellent work with our supplies, I may lend you a copy of his report, Scientist Crow.
Alright, and this next one is from Jar to Timmy. Dear Timmy, had a great time with you during the opening of the Storm Games. Hope to meet up again soon. May the waves be with you always. 35 Jar Boys, Theurgist of the Stormmasters. Oh, I cannot agree more, Jar Boys. It was so glorious seeing you there. Not only were you able to play the games with such splendor and majesty, but afterwards that week we spent together was, why, it was too amazing for words. You only forgot me 2 times during the entire event as well, and I'm perfectly happy with how low that number is.
Choosing of the silver rebels, are you? How pitiful.
Don't you talk that mess about my jar boys, Henry. I'll fight you. I swear I will. This next one is from Miss Rainbow to the entirety of DC News. To Reporter Crow, Stanley, Timmy, and the whole DC News crew. You guys have been doing amazing work this year. You've all been working so hard on every single episode, and it shows. I hope you all have a great Christmas, happy holidays, and a wonderful New Year's. You have all earned a well-deserved break, and I'm looking forward to what next year will bring, both in news and happenings. And I will be waiting for that double date or even triple date video, just saying. Anyway, like I said, I hope all of you in DC News crew have a great Christmas, happy holidays, and a great New Year's. Lots of hugs to Reporter Crow, Stanley, and Timmy. Well, thank you very much, Miss Rainbow. I think I speak for all of the DC News staff when I say that we really did enjoy our mini break, and it was very much needed. We take the holidays very seriously here at the DC News, and yes, well, who knows, perhaps that double or triple date will be coming down the pipeline. Okay, and this next one is from Love, different Love, that is, to Stanley. Hey Stanley, it's been so much watching the fights with you, Stanley. Thank you for coming and watching my fight, even if I lost my 1v1. Hope we can watch the finale together. I'm really looking forward to this week's news. You always do an amazing job. Heart, heart, Fire Lord Love, heart. So many hearts on this. Well, that's really sweet. This next one is from the Secret Admirer, to Reporter Crow. It reads, My dearest Reporter Crow, I am happy to see you and Steele got your date, but I must admit my heart does ache slightly. I did notice that you two seemed a bit nervous. Maybe you aren't meant to be like we are. After all, I've sent you multiple letters and he hasn't sent you a single one. After all, I just want to see you happy, and your dashing looks and amazing skills only deserve the absolute best, and I fear Steele cannot provide you with the absolute best that you deserve. At least not in the way I can. I can't wait for us to meet again, Reporter Crow. I wish you the best, and I hope you will realize that I am better than him. I love you. Your dearest secret admirer. Oh, yes, thank you. I mean, I can't really make that judgment call without knowing who you are, but I certainly appreciate your kind words. Hey, Valentine's Day is coming up fairly soon. Perhaps I'll find out who you are before then, and we can meet up. And this last one is from Different Love again, but this time to Taylor Crow. Hey, Taylor Crow, thank you so much for the Fire Nation sports outfits. They look amazing. I also want to thank you for the beautiful dress you made me for the holiday season. Thank you again. Best wishes to you from Love. I'm sure that Taylor Crow is very appreciative. Wait, what's this? Do not tell me who I am, postman. It is I already know. Hello to the great DC News viewers that are out there. I am Taylor Crow. I am happy to be making my debut here. And I must say that, it is very honorable to be here talking with you now. I am always so busy, but even so, I am here to ring off the new year. I just figured it was so important for me to be here. Before I return to doing what I do, traveling the multiverse and making the entirety of existence more fashionable, I just wanted to say, you are welcome, Different Love, you are welcome, everyone I make the outfits for. Please do not hesitate to keep coming to me with more outfit ideas. Alright, I return now. Bonjour.
Herbal News has also been receiving letters. We shall read them now. From Unknown to undetermined. The fitnessgram pacer test is a multi-stage aerobatic capacity. What's this? Next, from Furcon to Herbabot. We at Furcon has noticed you haven't signed up for the next month's magazine. For no cost of $4.99 a month you can... What? I always pay my subscription to Beacon in time. Is it... Wait, Furcon? What is a Furcon? From unknown to undetermined. What is the recommended unpronounceable RAM to a server unpronounceable? Decryption complete. The answer is 42, except if you're using a B variant, then you need 112. From Stormmasters to undetermined. Do you find yourself feeling down? Do you feel like your guild is inferior? We have a solution. Join the Stormmasters. What is this? A recruitment poster? From unknown to undetermined. Boney, Cody, Cozy, Stopey, Fimey, Goalie, Holy, Homie, Jody, Joey, Jovi, Lonely, Lovey, Movie, Mostly, Mofi, Nosis, Noisy, Phony, Foley, Falsies, Roddy, Lolly, Showy, Lovely, Smoky, Snowy, Soapy, Sody, Sonny, Sophie, Trophy, Toasty, Toby, Tony, Toby, Trophy, Yogi, Yossi, Angie, Coyote, Otosi, Pelosi, Rugosi, Salome, Akarosi, Alimoni, Ayosi, Okidoki. Partial decryption complete. Checksum error in chunk 2 and 5. Message received corrupted. Please resend message. From Quagram to the neighboring community. I'm not sure if everyone here is aware, but Herbot actually has a mailbox somewhere on the island of Herbot News. Oddly enough, he rarely receives any mail. I wonder what happens if he suddenly got lots. How does the false archmage of the herbalist know I don't get any mail? Is he behind all of this? I need a word with him. From unknown to Jarboys. There 45 Jarboys. I know where you live. I know where you keep your jars. I am coming for you. We do not know why this letter arrived at Herbal News. It seems to be addressed to a member of the Resistance. Apparently, someone is coming for his jars. If this means one less member of the Resistance, then good luck, whoever you are. From unknown to undetermined. You know, this is actually quite a catchy tune. It needs more beepers though. We also received a few books. Herbal News do not currently have a library for these books to be stored. This will soon be corrected.
Well, hi there. Timmy is here in the house talking about the Storm games. The Storm games are still going strong, and I hope you've been paying attention. On this here channel, there was a super long episode that was exclusively just the first half of the games, and if you haven't seen that, I suggest you go do that. So I'm going to try and talk about the Storm games and what's happened since then, but just know that lots are happening in real time, and if I'm a little bit slow on the news, like if stuff has happened after after the point I talk about, then sorry. Continuing where that video left off, there are 2 separate tournaments in place. The Soulless Arena, which features 1v1 combat, and Sky Wars, which features 2v2 combat way up in the sky. Battles have been popping off left and right. I'll put the graphic for the Sky Wars bracket up now. Here you can see who won against whom, but the important thing to keep in mind is that, at this point, the team of Different Love and Massive Medic are currently in the finals. They are set to battle the winner of the losers bracket, which needs to do some catching up. The battle between Disbanded Crow and Mindgrinder versus the Real Iglesias and my sweet scrumptious pie Jarboys is the domino that we're waiting for on that one. Now here's the bracket for the Solus Arena. The absolute vision of manliness that is Jar Boys is currently sat in the semifinals, waiting for his challenger to catch up with him. And in the losers bracket side of this coin, that also has some catching up to do. But so far, the fight that we're waiting to experience, to progress things along, is the fight between Kavagram and Mr. Steelio Kills. And that's where we're at. When it comes to the Storm Games, I am so excited to be witnessing all the carnage and death that you guys bring upon each other, and I cannot wait to see who the final victors are in both tournaments. Thank you everyone for tuning in to this very special episode of DC News. And thank you very much to the Herbobot and Henry for being here to ring off the new year. I mentioned it at the beginning of this episode, but just to reiterate, we are going to be alternating weeks. So this first week of 2021 was mine. Next week will be the Herbobot, or Kavagram. But I hope you continue to tune in and enjoy, and, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you next time.